morning. It's Thursday, the 10th of September 2015. Now, you're probably wondering why I'm up. Those of you that catch this programme sort of early in the morning are probably wondering what I'm doing up so early at like 20 past 8 in the morning. Yeah, I feel I'm doing a breakfast show. Good morning from breakfast time with Frank Boff and Selena Scott. Do you remember Frank Boff? Oh, yes, dear. He did Grandstand and he moved on to breakfast time. Oh, he was great, he was. But he got caught, didn't he? He got caught doing the old whipping. And, you know, that old business. He got caught. But we loved him. What did that have to do with hosting a TV programme? We're not interested in people's private lives, dear. As long as they entertain us. I thought it was great, old Frank Boff. And Selena Scott, we had back in breakfast time, 1984, 85 maybe, something like that, when the BBC started their breakfast time. It was great. And a this little animated logo going on. Type in BBC breakfast. Actually, let me try it for you. Let me see if this works, and then so that I know it works when you try it out. BBC. I think it's BBC breakfast time first. Type in first. There it is. That's it. BBC One breakfast time first. If you type that in, you'll see how BBC breakfast time was, and it was a little symbol. It was ever so clever. It was all done before computers, of course, with bits of paper and colours and things like that. It was a little symbol that went like that, right? And it used to turn around and turn to the left and turn to the right with a little bit of music. Da, 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 da. Do you remember that? Da, 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 da. Good old Frank Boff and Selena Scott. And who was the puffy one who used to do the weather, dear? Although he wasn't one of us, dear. Apparently, he was just puffy in his outgoings. He wasn't actually a real puff. He wasn't, he? Just on the outgoing. There's a few of them like that. Look at Bruce Forsyth. Not gay. Camp as a Christmas tree, and yet not gay. Isn't that strange? And here I am, totally what you would call straight acting, and you wouldn't know unless I told you, would you? I know that. Anyways, that's Frank Boff and Selena Scott. Wonderful breakfast time. I feel like I'm doing a breakfast show this morning at like 20 past 8 in the morning because the men have come to do my fence. Oh, yes. Now, there's three, I would say, probably a bit younger than me, and one boy, and they're all putting posts in and taking down the old one at the moment. And there's actually two more than I thought there was going to be. And I'm really pleased because Charlie, he's the bloke in charge, he says, oh, I've got an extra pair of hands today, so I think we're going to complete all this today. And I'm looking. Do you know what I mean? I don't know anything about building work or anything like that. I'm looking and I'm thinking, how on earth are they going to do all that today? But he reckons they will, so that's even better. So I've only had to get up one morning early. Unless, of course, would you like me to get up early every morning just to do a live breakfast show? Hey? Would you like me to be Frank Boff, but without the whipping and the business? I can do that. I've no problem at all doing that. So fence is being done, so I'm pleased about that. Now we've got some bits and pieces. Great at the quiz last night. Wednesday night is a quiz I host at the King's Head Theatre Pub in Islington. Really good night last night. I think we had 9 teams last night. And the thing is, with that particular place, it's got a theatre in the back. And it has some very, very famous people in there. So far in there, in the pub, right? Not in the theatre, in the pub. So far I've seen in there, last week, Sir Ian McKellen. Oh, yes. Was he Dumbledore in the Harry Potter films? And, of course, loads of other stuff as well. I've seen Bobby Davro. I've seen a very famous actress who I spoke to. And but she didn't tell me what her name was. I said, were you here last week? She says, no. I said, I'm sure you were here last week, playing. She says, no, I'm one of those famous actress people. And, you know, you don't like to say, well, who are you? I think that's rude. Do you think that would be rude? Well, sorry, who are you? You know, no, I can't do that. I can't do that. And of course, me. You know, probably the most famous out of all of them. Often I'm going from my car into the pub and people are trying to touch me, you know, and take little snippets of my hair, probably to sell on eBay or something like that. So great, absolutely great in there last night. Quiz night every Wednesday at 8:30 at the King's Head Theatre Pub in Upper Street in Islington. Come down and have a go. I might even help you with some of the answers. No, I wouldn't do that. Totally outrageous. Totally outrageous. I'm sure Ashleigh and Ollie behind the bar, and who's the other girl? Oh, she'd kill me. Those two other girls. I can never remember their names. I'm sure they go around helping people. You're not doing that, are you, Ashleigh? I hope you're not giving anyone favouritism, my darling. You naughty girl. Naughty, naughty girl. Now, in the papers today, we're very topical now. Very topical. Today's papers, not yesterday's, not last week's, today's paper. Look at this in the Daily Mail this morning. They're about to launch Children in Need on the BBC. I'm still waiting to receive that phone call from BBC Television offering me a late night chat show. I just don't think they've got my number, that's what it is. I'll have to email it to them again. Anyway, Children in Need is to the presenters are going to dress up as their childhood heroes. So it says, clad in skin-tight black leggings. Oh my God, not Terry Wogan, I hope. In skin-tight black leggings. Oh, you see them, don't you? Don't you see them sometimes walking around the supermarket? Skin-tight black leggings and tight tops with waists, fleshy waists, protruding over those tight leggings, dear. Pushing a pram. Oh, no. My sister's one of those, you know. She's not. Oh, I'll get a phone call over that one. Clad in... Sorry, I couldn't wear that stuff either. I'm too fat. Clad in skin-tight black leggings and off the shoulder, the 46-year-old Strictly Come Dancing presenter, Tess Daly, looked the spitting image of the musical icon played by Olivia Newton-John in Grease. Oh yeah. Hopelessly devoted to you. Ooh, hopelessly devoted to you. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Guess mine is not the first heartbroken. I love it. Do you know, I went to see Grease when it was first on in the cinema 3 times. I went with my best friend Philip at the time, okay? And he sat down and I sat down. We sat next to each other. And he sat next to this girl and started getting off with her. I thought, I can't believe this is happening in a cinema. He picked up in a cinema, right? So I then went to the same cinema twice, thinking the same would happen, but it didn't. Once again, I was left sitting there lonely and dejected, just watching the film, waiting for a girl to sit next to me, but it didn't happen. I actually thought that was going to happen. So I kept going to cinema. The things you do as a youngster. Oh my God, that's how comes I've got so many stories to tell all the time. Who else have we got here? Now, let's see. There's... Oh, come on. Where's the other one? Mixing... Nick Grimshaw is one of those people on Radio 1. Not my favourite radio station. Bit young for me now. Dressed up as Oasis rocker Liam Gallagher. Right? So Terry Wogan. We love Tez. Opted for singing cowboy legends Gene Autry. Now, what would you go as? If we had a fancy dress programme and you had to go as your favourite childhood hero, who would it be? That is my question to you. Get your answers in. You could either send an email, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk, or down below this on the Facebook page, perhaps put your suggestions. Or not your suggestions. What would you come as if I held a party and you were to dress as your childhood hero? I could come as Frank Boff, couldn't I? With the whips and the business. He was one of my childhood heroes. Oh, it's terrible to say, dear. Some of my childhood heroes are in prison. Jimmy Savile, Rolf, they're in prison, dear. Stuart Hall, I loved them all. They entertained us, didn't they? Now they're all in prison. I mean, God knows what's going to happen to this lot who are on now. All these young Tess Daly types and people like that. What are they up to? Send in your messages if you know. Let's put them all in prison. The whole, we could move the BBC to coming live from Wormwood Scrubs tonight's Generation Game. Stop it. I think I'd come as probably, if it was a pop star, ABBA, all four of them. You know, I think shortly I will be big enough to be all four of ABBA. Or I might come as Scooby-Doo. 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 Yes, something like that. Or Top Cat. Top Cat. The most infactual Top Cat. The most close friends get to call him TC and all that one. I think I would come as one of those. Yes, they are my childhood heroes. What are yours? Let me know, okay? Message under here on Facebook or chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Yes. Now, one other little thing here. Where is it now? Okay, this again is in... Oh, by the way, it's going to be a lovely day today. This will be a really nice day, possibly the only one for a long time. But we are looking at temperatures of about 70 to 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Yes, 24 degrees centigrade. It's going to be really nice. Well, it already is. Unbroken skies out there. The sun's out. It's beautiful out there this morning. And men are working. Not on me, on the fence, unfortunately. Now, here's one more little story for you today out of the Daily Mail. You may notice I'm quite a fan of the Daily Mail newspaper. I do like the Daily Mail. Human head transplant edges closer to reality. A Chinese surgeon teams up with Italian doctor to perform controversial procedure in 2 years' time in 2017. I mean, how do you do that? You know, do you just choose someone's head that you like and take it? How do you get the brain out? Do you have to scoop one brain out and put it into the other? And in that case, what happens to the other brain that's now headless? Huh? A Russian man who suffers from a serious medical condition is set to become the first person to undergo the controversial procedure. Let's see if it says anything. It doesn't say how it's gonna be final. The bloke says, "My decision is final, and I do not plan to change." But he wants this done. The bloke who's having it done, he's really, really ill. A lifelong sufferer of the rare genetic condition Werdnig-Hoffman muscle wasting disease. He said he wants the chance of a new body before he dies. So I mean, okay. Let's see if it says it. Yes, here's some information on how they're going to do it. It's already 40 years since the first monkey head transplant, and since then an operation has been carried out on a mouse. I didn't know any of this, did you? They're cutting off heads left, right and centre, dear, the Chinese. The new body would come from a normal transplant donor who is declared brain dead. So the brain would be dead, cut off the head, put a new one on. For God's sake. You don't want to go to China. You don't know what'll happen. They might bump you up just to use my head. I'm trying to leave the house. God's sake, no. Stick to going to the Isle of Wight if you're in the UK or Scotland on a holiday. All right, gang. Have a lovely Thursday. Lovely and early today. And I'm just hanging around the house doing nothing, really. It's lovely. All these men running around outside doing their little fence. I'm so excited. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye now.